Welcome back to this course. So, we have so far discussed registration as a taxpayer as well as income taxation and business taxes. In this section, we'll talk about one more crucial type of tax that is very important for us to comply, otherwise, we'll be subject to penalties. And that is withholding taxes. So, you have to pay withholding taxes because, but before I continue, let me quickly discuss what's the logic behind withholding taxes. So, withholding taxes are advance payments made on behalf of your payees, primarily your employees and other service providers or suppliers for your company. So, the idea here is that we are all, as business taxpayers, we are all required to withhold a certain amount of the income of our suppliers. And that amount should be paid in advance to the Bureau of Internal Revenue. I hope you got that. Once again, just to emphasize, so we are withholding and we are the ones paying on behalf of our suppliers a certain percentage of their income. And this will represent as a deduction on your suppliers' income tax returns. Okay, so we're basically becoming instruments of the state to collect taxes from our suppliers. Please do note that you cannot deduct an expense from your revenue for income tax computation unless the related withholding taxes on those expenses have been remitted. So that's how important withholding is. So if you're not withholding, then the BIR, upon audit, may ask you to remove those expense items, thereby increasing our taxable income. So you have to remember to always withhold. So not all expenses would be subject to withholding taxes, but there are some key expenses, especially for small, micro, and medium enterprises, that you need to really withhold. So I'll talk about those withholding taxes in a while. So, and these are the two major withholding taxes that you have to pay. So first is if you have employees, withhold their taxes using Form 1601C, or that's monthly, and 1604CF, annual reporting. And for other payments to your suppliers like rentals, contract services, professional fees, etc., use BIR Form 0619E. So this is the new form. Previously, this was 1601E. Now it's 0619E monthly for the first 2 months of the quarter, and 1601EQ quarterly for the third month of the quarter, and finally 1604E, which is the annual reporting of your withholding taxes for other payments other than to your employees. So in this case, the letter C means compensation and the letter E means expanded. So if you're having difficulties, don't worry. We'll have more discussions later on. I'm just giving you a quick overview of the two most important withholding taxes that we have to pay. So you have monthly, quarterly, and annual. So monthly would be 1601-C. These are the payments to your employees. So you are basically withholding a certain percentage of their income as advance payment for their taxes. And 0619E, so this is expanded withholding taxes. So similar to your employees, you are withholding a certain amount of your payment to your supplier in as advance payment to your supplier's taxes. So they are to be remitted on or before the 10th day of the following month. So you could imagine that if you don't regularly pay this or withhold your employees or your other payees, then these expenses will be forfeited, so thereby increasing or will not be allowed as deduction in your income tax returns. Furthermore, you will be penalized for every month that you haven't filed these forms. So, of course, except for December. So, it is covered by a different form, and that is the annual form, which is 1604 CF and 1604 E. So, they have different deadlines. They are not payable on the 10th of January. So, they are payable on a different date. So, 1604 CF is filed on or before January 31, and 1604 E is filed on or before March 1. And this is something new under the train law. It was introduced recently by the BIR. So it's not a totally, or it is actually quite a new form. We have this form previously, but it was revised. You use this form, 1601 EQ, for your quarterly reporting. What happens is this becomes like your 1701Q, if you remember it, whereby you have to report cumulatively for the quarter and you reduce the amount due by the amount paid during the quarter. So this is 1601EQ. And this is only filed on the third or the 30th day of the month following the end of the quarter. So for the first 2 months of the quarter, you pay or you use 0619E. But on the third month, you make use of 1601Q. So we'll talk about that in more detail later. So that's it for this video. And I hope to see you in the next video.